I know you've lost faith in AI, but give me just 120 seconds to change your mind forever.
2 minutes, in and out.
You always say that.
Got it. Black Ledger's real. Run.
Stay another time.
You did good, better than we needed.
Feel inside and I'm distant. I feel another time.
Hi, I'm Kai. Today, I'm going to show you how to achieve this stunning, cinematic, and consistent look, all within Canvas. By the end of this video, you will be able to build a complete Canvas storyboard, transitioning from creative concepting to automated video generation and final execution. I'm partnering with Higgsfield for this walkthrough, though you can use any canvas. Higgsfield is a rapidly expanding AI platform that offers a massive suite of tools for one subscription price. Simply navigate to the Canvas tab to begin. While there are a few options and storyboard templates already available there, our custom setup is much more detailed and effective. Let's jump straight into our workflow as quickly as possible. Simply create a new canvas to get started. You'll find plenty of tools available, and while these might vary depending on the platform you're using, they all include the basics like LLMs and text generation tools. Canvas is designed for team collaboration, so you can easily comment on elements or share the project with anyone. Since the basics are very straightforward, I'm going to skip over them quickly to keep this video moving. Let's dive into our project. Every project starts with these steps. The first one is finding your genre, mode, and setting the vibe. My go-to method is searching for random keywords on Pinterest, copying the inspiration, and feeding it into an LLM, usually Gemini or Claude. From there, I ask the AI to generate a story that matches the mood I'm aiming for, and I'm following those exact same steps here. It's incredibly simple. Just browse through the images, see which ones catch your eye, and then copy and paste them directly into your canvas. I usually select about 6 images for each character or environment. It's ultimately your decision, but be careful not to overcomplicate it. Making the canvas too heavy can have a negative effect on your workflow. Sticking to between 3 and 6 images is usually the sweet spot for the best results. Now that the vibe is set, we need to generate the story. I typically use Gemini or Perplexity for the initial heavy lifting because of their high token limits, then move to Claude for the final version. I skipped that step. To keep the workflow organized, we'll set up one system instruction and one user prompt for each LLM. I highly recommend keeping your canvas clean. Avoid typing text directly into the LLM or video generation nodes. Instead, use dedicated text or prompt nodes for all your instructions. Once everything is ready, we feed the environment vibe images into the LLM, along with the story, text, and the system instructions to tie it all together. Look how beautifully that turned out. Now it's time to head over to Claude to grab our story and the system instructions we need for the Canvas text and prompt nodes. I've just fed the story I got from Gemini into Claude. I'm not going to share the exact text because, in this session, I want to teach you how to fish, rather than just giving you the fish. I asked Claude for environment creation instructions and a matching environment story. You can even send a screenshot of your canvas and ask the AI to fill it in for you. While chatting, Claude suggested adding another node for system instructions. Since we're building a storyboard, Claude pointed out that adding an overall instruction to create paneled images is the best way to make the environment look perfect. I've accepted the Claude recommendation to add a dedicated system instruction node using the refined prompting provided by Claude. With the workflow logic finalized, the LLM can now begin processing. I'm currently utilizing Opus, though the model choice is flexible. While the LLM generates the content, I'll integrate and configure the image generation node to ensure an immediate handoff once the text output is ready. As you can see, the prompt generated by the LLM isn't quite right. Why? I realized I made a slight mistake earlier. The environment story actually needs to be part of the system instruction. This is because the environment establishes the world and the rules for the characters, so it serves as the foundation for the AI's logic. I originally had it in the user prompt, which is why the LLM wasn't performing correctly. Now, I've moved the environment story to the system instruction and kept the user prompt focused on the specific story act and current task. This way, the AI can accurately generate the final prompts for our image generation node. With the prompt now accurately configured, we will proceed to the environment generation phase. The final results are in. Let's take a look. As you can see, the vibe perfectly matches the reference images I provided, so that's a win. Now, I'm sending the environment details back to Claude to generate the prompts for the Act 2 environment. While Claude processes that, I'm just cleaning up the placement on my canvas. I don't always do this, but to keep things simple for this demo, I'm using the same nodes for image and video generation. However, for your own projects, I highly recommend creating separate LLM nodes for every image and video you plan to generate. Now I'm getting the next scene's prompt from Claude, naming it Act 2. I am only changing the user prompt, which keeps everything organized. If we hadn't kept the system instructions separate, it would be much harder to manage, even for a simple project like this. The next environment is ready too. I'll go ahead and generate the remaining backgrounds before we move on to the characters. I'm going to skip over that process for now to keep things moving. Now it's time to focus on characters, and I'll be using the same method here as well. We'll set up system instructions and character stories for both the male and female versions, depending on what your project requires. I'm connecting the LLM directly to the image generation node and using Claude for prompting, just like we did for the environments. The methodology is identical. You need one foundational system instruction to guide the LLM on using the vibes, and then you define the specific story for each character or setting. While complex tasks like environment creation sometimes benefit from multiple system instruction nodes to stay organized, for characters, you really don't need that extra complexity. So, this is the first attempt. I like the result, but I want a much better character. I asked Claude to recreate the prompt for him, and all I had to do was update the character story, regenerate the LLM node, and then rerun the image node. I think you can agree that this version is significantly better. I'm going to apply the same process to the rest of the characters, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now that all the characters and environments are finalized, it's time to build the storyboard. You're likely familiar with the process by now, but let's go through it one more time. First, we set up an LLM node and connect our references. In this case, the Act 1 environment and the character designs are the inputs. We use text nodes to provide instructions. The system instruction covers the overall movie plot, while the user input provides the specific prompt to guide the final output. Generally, I keep 1 or 2 constant system instructions and a single changeable user prompt. You can use Claude's help to fill it in, but here's a pro tip to keep in mind. Anything static connects directly to the system input, and anything dynamic goes into the prompt input. As always, I'm pulling these prompts from Claude, so let's run the LLM node and check the results. Next, we're integrating the image generation node. I'm setting this up now so it's fully prepared to execute as soon as the prompting logic is finalized. To maintain visual consistency, we'll map the same character and environment references directly to this node, ensuring the image output aligns perfectly with the instructions provided to the LLM. Here is the final result. While there are a few remaining issues, the overall system is functional and efficient. As always, I'm sending it to Claude for review. Once it's approved, the AI will provide the next part of the story. I realized the pacing for Act 1 was a bit too fast, so I split the storyboard into 3 separate parts to slow things down and give the Seedance model more breathing room. All 3 storyboards you see here on the canvas are for the first act. I'll walk you through creating second act storyboards, and then we'll skip ahead straight to the final part, video generation. For the next act, things get a little tricky. You don't just need to change the prompt, you also need to update the environments. I recommend creating a separate LLM and image generation node for each act to keep things organized. However, to keep the canvas from getting too heavy for this video, I'm going to use a single node for both image and video generation. The trade-off is that I'll need to break the existing connections and link the new references every time we move to a different act. Once the inputs are ready and replaced, simply regenerate the LLM node and then the image generation node. While you can use the workflow to run both of them simultaneously, I suggest running the LLM first so you can check the results before running the image node. This helps prevent any flaws in the final output. I have bypassed the manual image and storyboard creation steps to streamline the workflow. Since the project file is getting heavy, let's jump straight into video generation. The methodology remains consistent. We'll utilize the system instruction and video creation instruction to guide the AI on handling the 6-panel references. We're also integrating the audio Bible to ensure character voices stay uniform. Once the storyboard prompt is set, we'll map our character, environment, and storyboard data for the specific act, starting with Act 1, Scene 1, and feed those same references directly into the video generation node. I've organized the workflow to make the visuals much cleaner. The larger prompt boxes house the system instructions, which remain static as our primary logic hubs. After the instructions are ready, I connect the references. I do this in the specific order Claude suggests to avoid any mistakes in the output. Once those are linked, I add the user input, which I named the storyboard prompt. This node updates in real time alongside the storyboard, ensuring that character references and image inputs stay perfectly synced as the narrative progresses. Next, we need to map the same inputs to the video generation node. It's crucial that all references are connected to both the video prompting LLM node and the video generation node simultaneously. For your own projects, follow these steps precisely. Skipping any part will compromise the final quality. Once the video node is configured, simply feed it the text output from the LLM and trigger the generation. Since all storyboards are pre-designed for a 15-second duration, you won't need to adjust the timing. Updating the inputs is enough to finish the job. Your generated videos are automatically saved within the Higgsfield Videos tab, so if anything goes wrong, you can always find them there. This also ensures your credits aren't wasted if you need to retrieve a file later. Our first scene is officially rendered and ready. Let's take a look at the results and see how the instructions and references came together. I'll copy the storyboard here so we can see if the model worked the way we wanted. This is how we check if our settings are correct. As you can see, every step has been executed correctly. Each panel has been generated perfectly, showing that the workflow is functioning exactly as intended without any issues. I've generated all the videos for every scene using the same consistent method. The key detail to remember is mapping the references for each storyboard correctly. To avoid any potential errors, I highly recommend using dedicated LLM, image, and video generation nodes for each individual act and storyboard. Since I couldn't fit the entire workflow onto a single page, I didn't demonstrate that expanded layout in this video, but I strongly suggest you implement it for your own projects. Higgsfield provides multiple subscription plans tailored to different user requirements, allowing full access to the canvas and models. That concludes this tutorial. I hope this guide was beneficial. See you in the next video.